Hi guys, hello family. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Ruby M. Thank you guys for tuning in. For those who are tuning for the first time, welcome to the family. Finally, you are here. We welcome you so much and we appreciate you. For those who have been here since day one, Bona, Galeboha, much appreciated. Let's continue supporting one another, being there, watching each other's vlogs, subscribing to others, liking, commenting, support why it's part of love. It's part of love. So today we continue with the 5 love languages. We continue with that. And happy new month, guys. Happy new month. A month full of God's grace, God's power. Everything is happening. Everything is happening this month. So I hope you guys are ready to testify. This month we are testifying. So it's part 2, and part 2 is all about quality time. Quality time. So it's part 2 of quality time. Let's hear what they say about quality time. I should have picked up on Andrea's primary love language from the beginning. What she was saying on that spring night when I visited her and Mark in a Little Rock. Mark doesn't spend any time with me. What good are all our things if we don't enjoy them together? What was her desire? Quality time with Mark. She wanted his attention. She wanted him to focus on her, to give her time, to do things with her. By quality time, I mean giving someone your undivided attention. I don't mean sitting on the couch watching television together. When you spend time that way, Netflix or HBO has your attention, not your spouse. What I mean is sitting on the couch with the TV off, looking at each other and talking, devices put away, giving each other your undivided attention. It means taking a walk, just the two of you, or going out to eat and looking at each other and talking. Time is a precious commodity. We all have multiple demands on our time, yet each of us has the exact same hours in a day. We can make the most of those hours by committing some of them to our spouse. If your mate's primary love language is quality time, she simply wants you. Being with her, spending time with her, provided it's the right kind of time. Have you ever noticed that in a restaurant you can almost always tell the difference between a dating couple and a married couple? Dating couples look at each other and talk. Married couples sit and gaze around the restaurant. You'd think they went there to eat. When I sit with my wife and give her 20 minutes of undivided attention and she does the same for me, we are giving each other 29 minutes of life. We will never have those 29 minutes again. We are giving our lives to each other. It is a powerful emotional communicator of love. Hallelujah. One medicine cannot cure all diseases. In my advice to Andrea and Mark, I made a serious mistake. I assumed that words of affirmation would mean as much as her as they would to him. I had hoped that if each of them would give adequate verbal affirmation, the emotional climate would change and both of them would begin to feel loved. It worked for Mark. He began to feel more positive about Andrea, sensing her genuine appreciation for his hard work. But it had not worked as well for Andrea because words of affirmation was not her primary love language. Her language was quality time. I called Mark. Who told me Andrea was still not very happy? I think I know why, I said. The problem is that I suggested the wrong love language. Mark hadn't. Oh, sorry. I explained that what makes one person feel loved emotionally is not always the thing that makes another person feel loved emotionally. He agreed that this language was words of affirmation. He told me how much that had meant to him as a boy and how good he felt when his wife expressed appreciation for the things he did. I explained that Andrea's language was not words of affirmation but quality time. I explained the concept of giving someone your undivided attention, not talking to her while you watch sports or read text, but looking into her eyes, giving her your full attention, doing something with her that she enjoys, doing this, doing that wholeheartedly, like going to the shops with her, he said. I could tell the lights were coming on in Little Rock. Dr. Chapman, that's what she always complained about. I didn't do things with her. I didn't spend any time with her. She'd always say, "You used to go to places and do things before we were married, but now you're too busy." That's her love language, all right, no questions about it. But what am I going to do? My job is so demanding. Tell me about it, I said. For the next 10 minutes, he gave me the history of his climb up organizational ladder, of how hard he worked and how proud he was of the accomplishments. He told me of his dreams for the future, that he knew that within the next 5 years, he would be where he wanted to be. Do you want to be there alone or do you want to be there with Andrea and the children? I asked. I want her to be with me, Dr. Chapman. I want her to enjoy it with me. That's why it always hurts so much when she criticized me for spending time on my job. I am doing it for us. I wanted her to be a part of it, but she's always so negative. She doesn't really hate your job. She hates the fact that she feels so little love coming from you. Are you beginning to see why she was so negative, Mark? I asked. Her love language is quality time. You have given her so little time that her love tank is empty. She doesn't feel secure in your love. Therefore, she has lashed out on what was taking your time in her mind, your job. She doesn't really hate your job. She hates the fact that she feels so little love coming from you. There is only one answer. Mark, you have to make time for Andrea. You have to love her in the right love language. I know you are right, Dr. Chapman. Where do I begin? I asked Mark if he had his legal pad handy, the same pad on which he had listed positive things about Andrea. It's right here. Good. We are going to make another list. What are some things that you know Andrea would like you to do with her? Things she has mentioned through the years. 1, spend a weekend in the mountain, sometimes with the kids and sometimes just the two of us. Meet for lunch at a nice restaurant or sometimes just at our place. When I come home at night, sit down and talk with her about my day and listen as she tells me about her day. She doesn't want me to watch TV while we are trying to talk. Spend time talking with the children about their school experiences. Spend time playing games with the children. Go on a picnic with her and the kids on Saturday and don't complain about the ants and the flies. Take a vacation with the family at least once a year. go walking with her and talk as we walk. When Mark's list was finished, I said, I am going to suggest, don't you, Mark? Do them, he said. That's right. Once a week for the next 2 months. Where will you find the time? You will make it. You are a wise man, I continued. You would not be where you are if you are not a good decision maker. You have the ability to plan your life and include Andrea in your plans. I know, he said, I can do it. And Mark, this does not have to diminish your goals. It just means that when you get to the top, Andrea and the children will be with you. That's what I want more than anything, Mark said with feeling. The years have come and gone. Andrea and Mark have had ups and downs, but the important thing is that they have done it all together. The children have left the nest, and Mark and Andrea agree that these are their best years ever. Mark has become an avid fan, and Andrea has made the unending list in her legal pad of things she appreciates about Mark. He never tires of hearing them. Focused attention. It isn't enough to just be in the same room with someone. A key ingredient in giving your spouse quality time is giving them focused attention, especially in the era of many distractions. When a father is sitting on the floor, rolling a ball to his 2-year-old, his attention is focused on the ball, but on his child. For that brief moment, however long it lasts, they are together. If, however, the father is talking on the phone while he rolls the ball, his attention is diluted. Some husbands and wives think they are spending time together when in reality they are only living in a close proximity. They are in the same house at the same time, but they are not together. A wife who is texting while a husband tries to talk to her is not giving him quality time, because he does not have her full attention. Quality conversations. Like words of affirmation, the love of quality time also has many dialects. One of the most common dialects is that a quality conversation. By quality conversation, I mean sympathetic dialogue where two individuals are sharing their experiences, thoughts, feelings, and desires in a friendly, uninterrupted context. Most individuals who complain that their spouse does not talk do not mean literally that he or she never says a word. They mean that he or she takes part in sympathetic dialogue. If your spouse's primary love language is quality time, such dialogue is crucial to his or her emotional sense of being loved. Quality conversation is a quite different from the first love language. Words of affirmation focus on what we are saying, whereas quality conversation focuses on what we are hearing. Learning to listen may be as difficult as learning a foreign language, but learn we must if we want to communicate love. Learning to talk. Quality conversation requires not only sympathetic listening, but also self-revelation. When a wife says, I wish my husband would talk, I never know what he's thinking or feeling. She is pleading for intimacy. She wants to feel close to her husband, but how can she feel close to someone whom she doesn't know? In order for her to feel loved, he must learn to reveal himself. If her primary love language is quality time and her dialect is quality conversation, her emotional love tank will never be filled until he tells her his thoughts and feelings. quality activities, in addition to the basic love language of quality time or giving your spouse your undivided attention, in another dialect called quality activities. At a recent marriage seminar, I asked couples to complete the following sentences. I feel most loved by my husband or wife when Here is the response of a 29-year-old husband who has been married for 8 years. I feel most loved by my wife when we do things together. Things I like to do and things she likes to do. We talk more. It feels like we are dating again. This is a typical response of an individual whose primary love language is quality time. Quality activities may include anything in which one or both of you have an interest. Quality activities may include putting in a garden, visiting historic sites, birding, going to a concert, working out together, or having another couple over for homemade soup and bread. The activities are limited only by your interest and willingness to try new experiences. The essential ingredients in quality activities are at least one of you wants to do it, the other is willing to do it, both of you know why you are doing it, to express love by being together. Sure. Here's a question, guys. What in your marriage detracts from spending quality time? That's a question for you. Yeah? And arrive, please. So that's it about quality time. Let's do well. Let's do good. Ke rata part ya hore quality time is when we talk, or when your husband talks, or when your wife talks. Skabaloru, you are busy with something else. Look at her. Look at him. Know your spouse's love language. We started with words of affirmation. Now we are on quality time. So it is important. Doing things together, talking about anything, being friends, interesting, ne? So I hope you enjoyed this part 2 about quality time. It's the second love language, quality time. So let's make sure we make time for each other, no matter how tired, no matter how busy your day was, or how sad your day was. Make time so that your spouse's love tank may not be empty, but may be full at always. Let ka chaisa ka 10. From 10 to 11, it's us time. It's important, man. It's very important. Thank you guys for listening, for tuning in. Please share your thoughts, your ideas about this topic and how it has helped you, or how it can help you, and what you loved about it. Please share your ideas, your comments. And thank you guys. Please do subscribe if you haven't, and share, please. And thank you. Tune in for part 3 of the 5 love languages as we teach each other and as we grow. Thank you. God bless you. Love ya.